Hi Libra, this is the fifth dimension. Please forgive my wet hair and lack of makeup. I'm trying to get in a reading for you before I leave for work. So, this is a general reading for the sign of Libra, and I have prayed and meditated over the cards. My wish is to bring forward someone who was significant in your life who has passed. This would be different than a guardian angel. A guardian angel is assigned to us at birth. This would be someone who is significant in your life in some way, shape, or form. And you think about them and you miss them and you still grieve the loss of them. And I'd like to bring forth the person that stands beside you here on the earthly realm as an extra level of love and support. So this would be a family member or a loved one who is now one of your earth guides. It's just nice to know. You can talk directly to them, um, ask for their guidance, ask for their help. And it just makes you feel warm and fuzzy. I mean, there's nothing worse than grief. The pain is real and it's hard. And so I am trying to bring some happiness to the feeling of grief for the Libra viewers out there. So I prayed and meditated. I bring forth initials, sometimes actual words, numbers significant to this person's life, month, or day of birth or passing. I also bring forth their personality, their story, and if they could say two or three things to you directly, what would they say? I do that at the end because I feel like that's the most beautiful part, and it just is really my favorite part, and I'm sure it'll be yours too. But let's go ahead and get started. I have everything laid out. Excuse me. All right. I have to say that I normally can look at the cards that I use. They're not tarot. They're not normal or your average tarot cards. I use a different deck. I usually look at it for 5 to 10 minutes and I can see right away the story. This is a very convoluted story. Um, this is a female who's coming forward. She had quite a life. I wish you could see the spread that I have down here for her. I had to keep bringing out more and more and asking to clarify. So if you had a family member who was a very colorful female with a lot of events and drama, but this was just her life, then this reading is definitely for you. All right, so I had that she was with two, possibly three men throughout her life. She was married to two of the three men for sure. The first one was in the military. This did not last long. The person that she met in the military was not the person that she thought that he was. He was a deceptive or somewhat nefarious person. She did not know that when she met him, but she figured it out pretty quickly. Yes. And if the numbers 222 are significant, I literally have 3 2s on just this first row of her life. But just to move the story along, this person ended up passing, and as a result, she actually came into some funds from his passing, or as a result of his passing, or maybe it was money from the military, or maybe he was a police officer and she got some kind of a pension or something. I think this marriage only lasted about 2 years, but long story short, she gained some funds from this. She went out to, start her life kind of over after this experience. She had some funds. She was able to move into a nice house. She met a man who actually liked horses. I mean, he might have liked horse betting, or he might have just really had a few horses, or they rode horses. But he was more distinguished and more successful than the husband that the marriage was terminated by death. The first marriage. this second marriage, it appears that this gentleman, he's heavy set, he's round, very sweet, liked to wear a hat, wore a full beard, um, and he had to have been a Leo. I literally have two lions in the four cards that pulled for this section of her story. So if she met a Leo man and ended up with him, and see, I'm just not even sure if she ended up with him. Her story is extremely, anyways, it looks like she was with him for a significant period of time, but possibly at the end of her life, she ended up marrying another man, possibly. I believe this happened around Christmas time. The other story that I got is that she possibly had to sue over some medication or some medical device, um, one of those class action lawsuits, but she had significant damage as a result of this, and she gained funds as a result of this. So the Leo might have been her lawyer and not her spouse. And then she ended up marrying, and at some point in that second marriage, which would not be to the Leo, then that would just be her person of support in her lawsuit. Then we go to the second man, and they did, in fact, get married. I have the marriage card here. Something happened where she received the money from the lawsuit right before Christmas. I have the Christmas card, and before it, I have the unexpected money card. She received a pat on the back for pursuing something that she felt, where she felt that she was wronged. I also have that she lived in the energy of a pharmacist or a pharmacy rep, or she worked as a pharmacy tech, or she worked around pharmacies, or maybe her last husband was in the pharmacy field. But I see that, or I think it relates back to the lawsuit about a specific drug that caused some side effects, or surgical procedure that caused some side effects that caused her to gain some money, definitely at the end. She died of not a short illness and not a drawn out illness, but she did fight for her health for a couple of years. She passed in her home. She pretty much was stuck at home as a result of this illness. She passed possibly in the living room, but she did pass in her home. Her husband knew that she was going to pass, or I could be talking to her husband right now. If you are a Libra and this sounds like this is your wife, then you knew. You had gloomy thoughts about the whole situation. You knew she was going to pass. So she passed, and you are suffering. I can feel it. And I am so sorry for your loss. And I hope that I can bring you some happiness today, a little sunshine in this grief. So I'm going to tell you, I know you know her better than anyone, but I'm going to tell you a few things about her. Her favorite season was the summertime, and I see a lot of outdoors. I see strawberries and flowers and birds and water, and she really did like the outdoors, so that would make sense that her favorite season was summer. I also have that her favorite color was definitely purple. I mean, I have some color cards that I pull, and I am serious. Out of the 5 or 6 that came out, most of them were purple. We had a few brown in there. Was she possibly wearing something brown when she was buried, by any chance? But yeah, purple, purple, purple. I have an orange, one white, but yeah, it's just obviously her favorite color was purple, or she liked to dress in shades of purple. That was her favorite color of clothing. I have that she was logical. She was detail oriented. She was analytical. Let's see here. Okay, I wrote some notes down. This is what I do, because if I think I'm going to remember, I get confused with the reading before, so please forgive me. I have that she liked structure and order. She liked to make you happy. Her part of her joy in life was making the other person happy. That was important to her. She did not like surprises. That would be something significant that I intuitively felt. She did not like surprises. She was very dependable, very responsible. Um, let's see. I have that she was strategic, efficient. I just receive words and I write them down as I'm drawing someone's cards. She valued logic. She was a deep thinker, but she often overthought. Well, gosh, most of us women do. But yes, she was definitely also an overthinker. So um, I also have that she really liked to dress up. Did she like to dress up formally? And with her second marriage, the marriage after possibly the court or right before the court victory, she went on a honeymoon. She went on a cruise. This could have been to celebrate her marriage with this gentleman that came along before she got sick, possibly you, who I'm speaking to right now. And y'all went on a cruise or something to either celebrate your marriage or just to get away. And the illness came after that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have that she was sick about 8 months, kind of off again, on again, that she kind of went through this, back to the doctor and, I'm doing good for a month and I'm not feeling well and back to the doctor and things like this, back and forth, off and on. So, and a pharmacist is significant in her life. Either that was her energy or she had a best friend who was a pharmacist or her husband ended up being involved in the medical or drug prescription drug industry somehow. I also pulled some numbers for her and I'm going to show you what happened. So it's crazy that this unexpected money came at Christmas because I did get 24 and 25, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But anyways, she could have been born or passed in May. That's what that 5 would mean to me. Or her wedding anniversary, May 13th, May 24th, May 25th. And then as I was setting down these cards, which are what fell out on the first shuffle, a bunch more fell onto the ground. And I'm a firm believer in taking everything. It's hard to hold, but I just feel it's important to take every single thing associated with each person that comes through. So February 14th could have been significant to her. February 30th, there's not 31 days in February, so that might be an age that something significant happened. She might have met this second husband at the age of 31. This could be 2014 that she passed, 2017 that she passed. So I wanted to take all of them. Don't force things to fit, but think outside the box. That could encompass her address, her cell phone numbers, her, like I said, a date, age. All right, and then I prayed, meditated over some cards that I made that have the letters A to Z, and that is K, N, C, and U. I don't know if that makes a word or not, but KNCU. So these letters would mean something significant to her. They'd be the initials of her first, middle, or last name, possibly. Or they could be encompassed in her first name only or her last name only. Like I said, don't force it to fit. But think outside the box. All right. I have one more thing to show you. I've gone way over, but her path is just huge. I mean, I wish I could convey to you that this woman moved like this woman lived life. She did not sit still. She did not. I mean, she just dunk, 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 and she just kept going until the very end. I mean, every row I pulled for the different stages of her life. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 significant stages to her life. I mean, usually I get 4 or less. So This She was very energetic and she did not let the grass grow under her feet for sure. But she is beside you, and I pulled 3 cards. Well, I just let them fall out. 3 fell out. I asked if she could say anything to you right now. What would she say? And they are just absolutely beautiful. She wants you to know she is so much better now. If you see a rainbow, you might think of her. Rainbow might be one of her favorite things. All right. And then she also says, I am just a thought away. She is saying, I am right here. If you need me, speak to me. I am right next to you. And then she also says, we are so connected. So if you still feel the connection to her, it's real. She's saying, we are. We are very connected. I am beside you. I love you. I miss you. And I just wish I could have given a personal reading on this woman. She is so colorful and has so many different stages in her life that she embarked upon, and she was just very colorful, energetic, and enjoyable to be around. I am so sorry for your loss, Libra. I really, really hope this resonated with you. I have to head to work, to my day job. Please, please, please hit subscribe. I'm just starting out and I need the support so badly. I really, really appreciate it. I want to bring this blessing to many, many people, bring them a little peace and happiness in their life. God bless, Libra, and I will talk to you next week. Bye from the fifth dimension.